following video is going to show you how to add a survey to your ARM schedule. So the first thing that you're going to do is add a new encounter into our test ARM. And we're going to select survey. And then you have to choose what survey that you want to pull in. So for the purposes of this, I'm just going to pull in that baseline survey. And all of these surveys live in the Surveys tab over here, which is pulling in your surveys from Qualtrics. So I'm going to call this the midpoint survey. And this time we can use the participant message box. So when the encounter opens, this message will be sent to the participant if we click this little box here. So what I'm going to do is say, please complete the midpoint survey. And one of the cool new features that we have is if you want to text or email out this survey, participants can go to the survey directly from the link without having to sign into their Way to Help accounts. So what you do is you just copy this and put it here. And when the participant sees it, it will be a link to the survey for them to just go ahead and fill it out directly. And we want to send this as a notification. And I want to send mine via email only. This survey link does not work if participants have IVR. So it is text and email only. So since this is a midpoint survey and it's a 30-day study, I'm going to start this survey on day 15 because that's halfway through, and I want it to open at 11 a.m. so that's when they'll get this message to complete the survey. And then I want to give my participants some time to actually complete it because it's possible that they won't complete it that day or even the next few days. So I'm going to leave the survey open for a week. So it starts on day 15 and it ends 7 days later. And I'll just say 11:59 p.m. And we're not going to repeat this survey. I don't want to administer the midpoint survey more than once. And generally, we don't really repeat surveys unless they're exactly the same at different time points. So I'm going to add it. And then I want to build some feedback on this survey. So I'm going to go to the feedback section. And I'm going to say, if they complete it, and we have to say, you can also build feedback on specific answers. We don't necessarily want to do that here, but you can. And I'll go into that in a second. So if they complete the survey, then we want to send them a message to the participant. Thank you for completing the midpoint survey. And then I'm also going to want to pay them for completing the survey. So I'm going to credit them $25 for completing the survey. Okay, so this is if they do complete the survey. So if they complete it, then send them this message and credit them $25. Otherwise, so after a week, if they don't complete it, send them a message saying, you did not complete the midpoint survey. Please reach out if you would like to complete it now. And I would save that. Now, in order to build feedback on specific answers, so if someone says that they have a smartphone, here, let's do a new one. If completed and someone says that they have a smartphone and the question is, do they have a smartphone? And they say no. Well, Well, let's say that's a problem. So we want to do an incident. Then send an incident to the study team. Participant does not have a smartphone. And these kind of answer feedback off of answers is more used for enrollment and screening surveys. However, it can be used throughout ARM enrollment or an ARM encounter. So I'm just going to delete that and then save this. Now, that's great. So if the participant is good and they fill out the survey right away, all is great and they'll get credited and they'll get that message. However, if you only send one message, it's possible that participants forget to fill it out. So let's send them a couple of reminders so that they have a chance to fill it out. So we're going to do that via a roundup. So midpoint survey reminder. So because the survey opens on day 15, we'll give them a couple days to fill it out. So we'll say on day 17 at, again, 11 a.m., so we're not messaging them too early. And let's repeat it twice. So daily, let's give them 2 days in between 2 times. Add that. And then we're going to go in and build that reminder message. So we're going to look at that survey. So if they completed the survey, if the last one of one were completed, and surveys don't have compliance, so we'll leave that blank. If they completed it, then we don't want to send them anything because we don't need to remind them. But if they didn't complete it, then we do want to send them a message. Remember to complete your midpoint survey. And that will send them that reminder message. And I'm going to save that. And that's how you build in surveys at the ARM level and build in feedback or, roundup reminders to complete the surveys.